So learn to be safe. And I'm not going to talk about being safe. I'm just telling you that this little bit of styrofoam on your head is a false insecurity. Now, seatbelts in a car, that's another matter. They actually do save you, but it's a lot here. It's not a lot you have to worry on. So we'll move on from that. Okay. Another pet peeve, avid. I hate the word avid. You know, as far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as an avid cyclist. You're either a recreational cyclist or you're a hardcore cyclist. You know, the stuff that says you're avid means you're not, right? And that's just a pet peeve. And if I ever get on Jan Nicholson's show, he's going to hear it from me. Anyway, so yeah, you're not an avid cyclist. You're either a recreational cyclist, which is an important distinction. I mean, if you ride a bike and you're doing it for fun, you're a recreational cyclist, and that's a good thing. And there's a lot of them out there. And on the way out, I hopped on the trail from 73rd to 86th and saw a lot of recreational cyclists. And I love them. They're out there riding their bike, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning. They're having a good time, and that's good. But if you're here doing these wellness things, I'm thinking you're a little bit beyond recreational. You know, I don't know that you're hardcore yet. Chances are real good. These things are very seductive, and it's my hope that if you like it, that you'll ride a lot. You know, because I know people around who have. And when I was teaching classes at the Y, I had to be gone one time. Some woman who used to take a class at Seven Flags came up to me and said, well, I had to go shoot photos at a friend's wedding. And this was a 2-hour class. She said, well, Kim, I can take the second half. And I said, okay. She said, you don't remember me. She said, you started me in spin class, and now I do these 24-hour races and these insane crap things. It's like, she does, 24-hour race, you hop on your bike and you try to ride 300, 400, 500 miles, and she does this stuff, God bless her. That's great. She's great. So anyway, that can happen to you, and I think it's a good thing. But be aware of that. But things to keep you motivated, because I think the decision to do this. I mean, there's all the obvious physical benefits of healthy lungs and getting outside and smelling everything, including the occasional people that drive by smoking cigarettes. But that's another crusade. Is that people who run are nuts. I'll say that too, because they're just wearing. Yeah, you're out there. You're going to ruin your knees, and we have so many people who come to spin class or who are new on the Tuesday night rides or new on bikes or whatever, because the doc says, well, I can't run anymore, my knees are hurt, I've had surgery or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Whatever it takes, get on the bike, ride it. But there's, for me anyway, the thing that's worked best to keep me going all the time is not, well, I've got an expensive bike and I should ride it because I've got 35 bikes down in my basement or scattered around the house somewhere. So clearly, a financial investment is not enough to keep me going. It's that sense of social obligation, and in the wintertime especially, it's hard. That's where teaching classes are saying, okay, I used to have this blog that was all about setting up rides, because if you commit to it, you got to be there. You don't want to let your friends down because I made a big deal about being there, so I'm going to be there. And so that's good. So whatever it is, you need to find something to keep yourself motivated. And if it's coming out here to the wellness center because you know that your friends are going to be here or whatever it takes. I mean, whatever it takes. Find something that works and makes you feel good about it, and not guilty about it, because guilt is the worst motivator. I mean, that's one of the things you lose when you're riding your bike. You shouldn't feel guilty about anything. Otherwise, you're not going to have as much fun as you should be. So find some sort of something that will have you wanting to get back on your bike and ride it. You don't have to ride hard, you don't have to ride long, you don't have to do anything like that, but it's just that sense of freedom of being out there, and all the other benefits, the health and social and planetary benefits are all secondary to the fact that it makes you feel good. So work on that, because have fun, always enjoy it, even the pain. Like my friend Chad, whose wedding I shot, and also who was telling about how much he hurt and how much he loved it. The harder you go, the more fun it is. And if you've ever done a team time trial, we had one of those a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not in the kind of shape I need to be to do them. But there's 4 people, and you start at once and you ride 100 kilometers, 62 miles. And it's just a 4-person rotation. And the point is to go as fast as you can. But you're only pulling, ideally, 25% of the time. So you learn how to recover at a very high level, because when you're out in the front, you don't want to be so much stronger that you make everybody hurt. you just want to let everybody else have an opportunity to rest and recover as you're at the front doing the bulk of the work, because when you get back in, it's somewhere 30, 35, 40% less effort just to sit in, and you can you can do it doesn't matter. It could be 20 miles an hour, which for a lot of people is fast. It could be 30 miles an hour, which is really good if you can maintain that for 60 kilometers. You want to get as close to 2 hours on one of these things as possible. It's insanely fast. It's insanely hard. And when you cross that finish line, they count the time at the fifth wheel, so the front wheel of the third bike through. That's when they stop it. And I think the best time I've ever done was like 2 hours and 10 or 11 minutes or something like that. It's the most painful, wondrous experience you've ever had. And it's just I've never given birth, so giving birth doesn't last that long, I don't think. I mean, I've seen labor, but scoffers can have it. But it's a really, really wonderful experience. And this year, the DMOS team, they had, I think, 7 different groups that did the 100K time trial. Now, the juniors just did 40 miles, so they did less than that. But nevertheless, it's a really difficult physical, mental thing. And again, while you're doing that, you're not thinking about anything else. And I've had friends, and I remember my dad, of all people, got into transcendental meditation, but that's 15 minutes twice a day. We were talking several hours. It's much better. You get to a higher level of consciousness when you ride the bike for 2 hours. And the better lasts longer. So anyway, that's something. I mean, you just think about all the different ways that you can hurt yourself, and it doesn't feel good. That's not so good. But if it comes from a bike, enjoy it. Because ultimately it's good for you. Even the crashes have been good for you, because it just makes me realize that when I'm in pain, you can do a lot. And it was like this last winter, I crashed again in January, and I love riding in the wintertime. The deep snow is the best time to ride a bike in Des Moines is when there's a blizzard going on, because everybody stays away. This guy's crazy. I don't know what the hell he's going to do. He's not riding here. I don't even want to drive my bike. I'm going to give him a whole damn road. That's great. And so here I am with this time was this collarbone, and I'm standing like a little kid. It's snowing again. I can't do it. So anyway, bike is a good thing to take when I go like that. I didn't do it the first couple times. I'm a tough guy. All about tough guy points. This time, screw it. I'm going to take the pills. So enjoy the pain, right? Because it makes you a better cyclist. It makes you appreciate. All right. So then the next thing. Any questions about that? You guys are really quiet. Other things to consider. Any questions? Come on.